Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Some of you may recognize this cup from this tutorial here. We are back and I'm finally going to hopefully finish this cup off. And so of course all the supplies that I used for the original design will be listed below, and anything I use in today's tutorial will also be listed there as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So this cup has been sitting unfinished for, honestly, way too long. And I almost didn't film this part because I've already shown a lot of the techniques I'm going to show in today's tutorial. But I do think it's important to show what happens when a project stalls out, because honestly, that's real life what it's like when creating tumblers and making different things with resin or epoxy. Sometimes it's not that I don't know the technique. It's that I don't necessarily know what to do next or what I want to do next. So today we are going to be finishing this cup, and I'm going to talk through a few things I wish someone had talked to me about when I was newer to epoxy. So of course, I'm sitting here and starting with, of course, the most important part when you're working with epoxy, and that is my personal protective equipment. I have my respirator mask, I have gloves, of course, and I'm doing all of that before even getting my epoxy ready to be mixed. I, of course, am using Flynn Sister Supply Shop Artist Cure Epoxy, my favorite epoxy to use, and we are going to mix equal parts of that to give us 30 mLs of epoxy, and I'm mixing for a good 5 minutes. Now, 5 minutes is just kind of the minimum time. What you're really waiting for and looking for is ensuring that when you're mixing, that you are mixing until your epoxy goes from that cloudy look to completely clear. Now, if you have some bubbles in your epoxy, that's okay. That's what our torch is for. But obviously you do want to try and mix a little bit slowly just to ensure that you're not introducing any unnecessary air into your epoxy. Once, of course, my epoxy is completely mixed and it is clear, without any of those ribbons of epoxy still unmixed, we're going to go ahead and apply this. So I'm using my single cup turner here, and we're going to be putting on that initial coat. So from the part 1 of this tutorial, I only had kind of layered all of the elements that I wanted to add to the cup. And then I decided that I didn't love how the Keep It Simple had come out. So I did end up recutting that on another piece of pink vinyl and replacing that, which I didn't show here because I, again, hadn't really thought I was going to be redoing this or filming this part of the tutorial. But now, of course, it's time to do our epoxy work. Now, I know I'm going to be adding some additional things to this, but I wanted to show you kind of those pieces of content that sometimes I leave out of my tutorials, but I'm really trying to dial it back and go back to the basics in the sense of things that I wish that I would have known when I had begun using epoxy. So we have done our first initial coat of epoxy, which you guys watched me apply, taking my gloved hands and just very slowly and carefully applying until all the epoxy is smoothed onto the cup. I did use all 30 mLs in that first coat. I did let that fully dry for 24 hours before I went in with the second coat. Now with this coat of epoxy, I will be applying some additives, which will be some micas here, just to give this a little extra sparkle, because for me, there's just never too much glitter here. And actually, this cup has absolutely no glitter on it whatsoever. So of course, I gotta add a little bit of sparkle here. So I did the same process with this second coat of epoxy here. So now we're up to 2 coats of epoxy, and we're gonna go ahead and apply a thin coat of the 30 mLs here. I will not be applying all 30 mLs. I'm gonna apply about 10 to 15 mLs, and then I'm going to separate the rest of this epoxy into a couple of cups so that I can add my pigments and such for adding those, again, additional layers of sparkle and things I want to include here. So if you are newer to epoxy, this process can be a little bit not confusing, but can be a little bit intimidating to get started with. And this sometimes is where a lot of new epoxy users will kind of second guess themselves, especially when they're trying a technique that's new to them. So this is what we would call how I would do a Milky Way. So really it's like Milky Way striping and just adding a little bit of pigment and such to my epoxy to give this cup a little bit more dimension, a little bit more color and such. And so we already have a thin layer of epoxy on here, and that's just enough to allow my gloved hand to glide across the cup. And that's going to allow these additional pigments and colorants that I'm adding to my cup to be able to have something to settle into, to be able to give a little bit of movement, right? So it isn't perfectly in the same straight line or diagonal line that I'm creating here with these different pigments. You'll notice I'm also applying it with my mixing stick as well. You could use a silicone brush as well if that's something you're more comfortable using. I always just use my mixing stick because it's what I already have and I've already used it to mix up the micas and the pigments. So for me, it just makes more sense instead of dirtying up another tool. Once I've gotten the pigments applied, you'll notice that I just did a really thin amount of stripes here, and I really wanted it to just cover up that space in between the decal and where those two sets of leopard print are. You of course could add as much as you want, but I will remind you that as a beginner, when I first started, I definitely overdid it with my first Milky Way cup. I added way too much pigment, and what ended up happening was there was so much movement on the cup because I had applied so much epoxy to that it ended up looking like a serious hot mess when it was done. So once I've applied my pigments, I will go ahead and just run my gloved hand through those. I like to just use my gloved hand to just break up some of that pigment and not make it so perfect. I want it to be a little bit messy, but also make it look like it's purposeful. And you can get a lot of that dimension with just your gloved hand before I leave it alone. I have learned from myself, certainly, that less is always more. If I want to go in and add more pigments, I certainly can in another coat of epoxy. But for me, I know it's important for me to not overdo it the first time because usually that's when the design ends up going completely downhill. So after that had fully cured, we're going to go ahead and just add some cute butterflies. I happen to just have these in my stash, and I thought this would be such a cute addition to this cup. So while this cup is definitely finished for now, I'm not sure that I'm completely finished with this design as I may be adding a few additional things. But for now, finishing this has reminded me how many steps there are into epoxy, and they really are the building blocks to building confidence with using epoxy. So I am really excited to share that over the next few weeks, I'm really going to be sharing more beginner-friendly videos and focusing more on those foundations and the stuff that really makes everything else so much easier when you're getting into creating your own cups. So if you've been waiting to start epoxy but feel overwhelmed, maybe you feel stuck in the middle, simply like this cup was for me, you're definitely in the right place. So thank you guys so much for watching today's tutorial. If you loved it, give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for my next video. We'll be talking beginner basics when it comes to epoxy. Thanks for watching. Bye.